Hello and welcome to Artists Soar. This is a podcast for artists by 3 artists. We discuss all aspects of being artists, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The goal of each podcast is to provide solutions so artists can focus on their creativity and soar above. I'm Rachel Harshenko.
Jules McCullough.
Stephanie Weaver.
So we're going to talk about sabbaticals today because Stephanie has created this new schedule that she is following. And we're actually going to kind of do a deep dive into what a sabbatical looks like, how long a sabbatical is, what is involved in taking a sabbatical, and maybe like really what is it? Exactly. And do we have to take them, or is there a way to incorporate sabbaticals into our everyday life?
Yep.
That's a good one.
So for you, Stephanie, why don't you tell us like how you decide how you were going to set up your year?
Okay. So I've been meeting with Tiffany Staley for about a year now. Mm-hmm. Every Tuesday we would meet, but she takes mini sabbaticals, and she actually got this idea from a guy named Sean West. And what they do is they take mini sabbaticals, so like every 7 weeks, you take 7 days. So it's kind of like, if we look at our daily life or our weekly life, we're supposed to work 6 days, take the 7th day and rest. So it's kind of taking it that extra step, work 7 weeks, take 7 days. So I designed this whole year last year so that I could every 7 week take 7 days off. And it works out more than 7 days, because come that Friday at 5:00, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I turn out the out of office and actually have the out of office going. And so I took my first one in January, and I got to tell you, I was like super nervous about it, because can I actually take time off? And these girls, they were nervous for me. They were like, she's not going to make it.
I know she has a spreadsheet to plan out her days.
And I did. I wrote down like all the things that I could possibly do during my sabbatical to not actually work. Like,
that's hilarious.
For me, work is sitting down at the computer and doing stuff for other people. And so when I phrase it like that, what's it mean to do stuff for me? And outside of me, it still looks like work, because I'm still doing stuff like I'm painting, I'm developing a list of galleries that I want to access, but all of that's my self-serving, and it's not serving other people. So that's kind of how I look at the sabbatical, and I was able to do it. I almost didn't make it one day, because I signed up for a workshop from Joanne Manji. Mm-hmm. She's another animal artist. And because, it's always great to learn from other people. Mm-hmm. You're always going to learn something new. So I was taking the workshop from her, and I was sitting down at the Zoom call and, sitting in front of my computer. And I have my computer set up to where when I open up my Chrome, 4 tabs automatically to open up. And it's like my Pinterest, Kajabi, my Google My Business, and LinkedIn. So those 4 tabs pop up, and the first one I see is Pinterest. I'm like, oh, how are my Pinterest ads doing? And I started to write down the conversion things. And no.
You can't do that.
I wasn't supposed to do that, because that would have led to a whole little rabbit hole of fixing stuff and tweaking. And so it was a little bit of a challenge to not work. And Julie's actually told me before that I'm a workaholic, because I would rather work on, A, B, and C than go kayaking with the family,
right?
Which I did do that. And so it was, So for me, the sabbaticals are more about focusing on things that are self-serving, mm-hmm. and kind of refilling that cup instead of filling everybody else's cup.
There you go.
And so then that led me to the question of, why are you not trying to do something self-serving every week?
Yeah.
Why are you waiting 7 weeks? Like for me, I'd get all bottled up, and I need to do something for myself.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing something for myself, then I'm not serving others well.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I get everybody's different, but I am intrigued at the idea of the sabbatical thing. And it just so happens that for the first 6 months of this year, I'm taking a week every month for myself. It's just the way that it's ended up.
And I am secretly
and
jealous.
That's a long story why that's a long story why that's happened. But it has. And I also know how hard it is to come back from a week off.
Yeah.
And get back into the flow of things. So I'm asking the question, like, why are you not doing something for yourself every week? Why are you waiting 7 weeks to do something for yourself? Mm-hmm. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, don't you need...
Not that there's anything
wrong with that. But don't you need, like, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm at a loss for words today.
Don't I need to...
Don't deny yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Refill my cup more frequently.
Right. Refill your cup more frequently so that because you did jump back in, even though I know it took you a couple days to get back into the groove with all these fresh ideas and all that. Would you not want to feel that and more often?
Yeah. And I think after the sabbatical, I did realize that because my husband said the same thing. He's like, you can do this anytime you want.
Right. Exactly.
Your business. And I have, I think, gotten a little bit better about it this past time because I am taking more time listening to what I actually want to do. So, like, for example, last Friday, I didn't do any actual work. Mm-hmm. I did, when I say work, that's sitting at the computer doing stuff for everybody else. Instead, I started 6 paintings. And to everybody else in the outside world, that seems like work. But for me, it's not.
Right.
It's me, the paintbrush, the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like me. Like, I sit down and with my laptop in front of the TV, I have a show on and I'm doing little things here. I may be, answering emails or drawing or whatever. I mean, I'm doing something, but I'm also doing something for myself.
Yeah.
Just kind of chilling a little bit to slow the brain down.
And I know for this last, it was a couple weeks ago, the cedar trees are pollinating and I've been really sick from the pollen. And there was one day I was just super depressed. I was because I couldn't do anything. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was exhausted and just, sneezing my head off, and it was just miserable. And so that misery kind of brings you down. You're just oh, my life sucks. What am I going to do? I need to have more fun. And I'm so I decided to sign back up for tennis. And so now I've been playing tennis a couple times a week. And that's totally for me. I don't, I'm not serving anybody out there.
Well, and that's the thing. I was looking at the definition of sabbatical, and it's an intentional break.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that you're doing it every 6 weeks. You're taking the 7th off, but I like it now that you're definitely taking breaks during the week, with your tennis or whatever, and watching a movie last night, and things like that.
I mean, so you kind of answered my question. Now, because you did take that week off, you're learning to fit more time for you to refill that cup, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Each week.
And I know you guys laughed when I wrote down that list. I had a huge list.
Oh my God.
They were like, that's not a sabbatical. But it was a reminder of here's all the things that you like to do. Mm-hmm. And I picked up crocheting again. And because I started a project for my son, when he was probably about 2 years old, and I pulled out the Afghan and it was just layer of dust on it. And maybe that's what gave me allergies. I don't know. But
could have been. Yeah. Could have been part of it.
But it was kind of rediscovering the things that I can do with myself. You know? Even I found that instead of getting up early in the morning, I would stay up at night doing the writing and reading. And I actually picked up magazines to read. It was just, I don't know. And when I did get back to the work, it took me 3 days to get back into it before I could feel the groove again. But then it came a time, I was okay, I need a break. And I'm starting to see that more.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. Yeah.
I think it's good because I think that I feel like it's an intentional break from your work or whatever to give you, to concentrate on yourself and to give yourself joy or to, catch up on things.
I got my hair cut.
Yeah. And things like that, like concentrate on yourself. But I do think that there are ways to take, like Julie was thinking, like, why do we wait to take these things? Why are we always the last?
Right.
Yeah. And exactly. I think women, this is probably a whole nother thing, but I think women do that more so than men.
And I think that's a big thing with like empty nesters.
Right.
Like and women who work for their kids all the time. As soon as they're off to college, they don't know what their self-worth is.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, when I ended up being I guess you could call it a sabbatical, but a vacation to Mexico by myself. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I did not know how much I needed that. After caring for my mom and dealing with her death and caring for the kids and juggling everything. And, we need to take more time for ourselves. And so I even came back from that and I'm still reading. I'm trying, because I finished 3 books and read 3 or 4 more. And I think it's a good reminder when you take those, when you cut that off. I painted just to paint. And, I mean, it's just, there's so many good things that can come out of taking that time for ourselves and we become a better person. I
remember before that, you had some major mom guilt going.
Well, I did. And in fact, the kids are just like, they don't understand, like, why do you need to be away from us? Because I'm going to strangle you. But, and they don't understand that yet. But I hope in some sense, especially the 2 girls, that I'm teaching them that, you do need to take time for yourself. You've got to recharge yourself. We have so much battery and we need to recharge it. And,
well, what do you say to someone who is listening to us and they're like, they get a week off? Like how? There's no way.
They doing that? Yeah.
I mean, they might have a full-time job and they're doing art part-time, and then they have a family. And they have kids in soccer and they have kids in basketball and baseball and this and that. And and there's just like, how do you find time to take, even if it is like a micro sabbatical, an hour, a weekend or something? What do you guys suggest?
I will say, like, when I took my week for myself, like by day 3 or 4, probably by the end of day 3. So let's just say day 4, I felt good. Like I felt like my old self again. I felt better. Like I didn't need the whole week. It was just the way that certificate and everything worked it was a week. And I'm glad I had the week. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but even if you can get a day to make yourself a spa treatment or
go get your hair cut without children.
Right. Without children. Or go get a pedicure and a manicure with no one. Just just go and take those couple hours, even if just squeeze in what you can squeeze in, because you'll be thankful that you got some time to decompress. The thing about it is, while you're doing that, don't be on your phone. Listen to a meditation. Listen to one of your favorite podcasts that you never get to do. Read a book for an hour. Just go sit at a park.
I had a friend that would every weekend she would try and like have like spa time to herself, but that was basically locking the bathroom door so that kids didn't come in. And she said it took like a couple of weeks because it was just like once a week, and the kids would be banging on the door. They're like, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you locking us out? And she's like, go see your dad. Go get your dad, and she's like, by like the 3rd or 4th time, they were like, hey, here's like this, you could listen to this, mommy. And like she kind of started training them.
Yeah. Well, you think about
this is my time. I'm only going to be there for like less than an hour because like the water gets cold. I was like, I'm just in there for a minute. But she said like after a couple of months, like that was her time. The kids understood it. And
I like that.
I do too.
And so she just had like this alone time. And she was like, she goes, the first day, the first week when they like weren't knocking on the door or sliding stuff under the door or, you get the fingers coming. She was like, I wonder if they're okay. What are they doing? It's like...
I mean, if you think about it, we've trained them to be so dependent on us as women.
Oh, that's true.
And so like I've been working hard at, I've got one that has very bad anxiety and some other issues. And, I've been trying to train her that it's not just mom. Like you have a dad. Mm-hmm. He's just as capable as I am. May not be as sensitive as I am.
Well, and you have a sister and an older brother.
Right.
You've got people here that will help you. Yeah.
It takes some training. Mm-hmm. And I know by, whatever time that I'm by myself again, that event, it'll get that much easier for them.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Because I'm the one that's responsible for training them for the dependence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just I have that problem, when Ben was in Afghanistan and then he went to Iraq, the kids got so used to coming to me for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they still do. And I'm just like, you just walked right by Dad to ask me that question.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny, because John's been working at home. I've been retraining them that,
go bother your dad.
You just walk past your dad. Why do you have to come all the way up here? Mm-hmm. And then for a while with him home, the kids would come and ask me to do something and then go do it. And they'd be like, well, where's JP? Oh, he went with so-and-so. Well, he didn't come ask me. So now it's like, okay, that's great. You asked me, but you need to go ask your dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trying to train them that, you don't just ask me. Mm-hmm. You can go ask him too.
Mm-hmm. Back to like your question, one of you guys about, back when you work, so you're working full time. Mm-hmm. You're also wanting to be an artist.
Yep.
You've got kids. So back when I was in corporate, I would travel with my job. I would leave out on Sunday, come back on Thursday. That means I had Friday to square some things around at work on my, and then it's weekend time. And so there was very little time for me. I think that's also a lot of the time when I started drinking a lot, is because I started trying to find that time for me. And I would not recommend that, folks. So, you got to find things that you enjoy and train your kids and family, like what your friend did. Mm-hmm. Train them to give you that time. I mean, I know another friend of mine, she'll actually go to the movie theater once a month just by herself.
Oh, my gosh.
Sit there with a bag of popcorn or whatever, watching some
and don't have to share anything. Buy whatever she wants.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, just little things like that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a whole vacation or a whole week. It's just,
it can be the 30 minutes in the tub or an hour at the movie or 2 hours at the movie theater.
This is terrible. So my brother, when he had a terrible ex-wife and who was always up in his business, he learned to play the bagpipes to drive everybody away. So you could do that too.
Okay, hello. This is going out to people. Stephanie.
He knows what he did. He's not going to listen to it. But yeah, he learned to play the bagpipes to drive
hilarious.
people away.
That is so funny.
So,
does he still know how to play them?
No. But yeah, I mean, learn how to play the flute and put on some noise canceling headphones and you'll be good to go.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. That cracks me up.
That is classic.
So whether or not you're taking a whole week off or a month or a year, because usually some sabbaticals are long ones, but even if you can get 30 minutes to yourself a week, do it. Yeah. Especially
reflect, journal, do whatever you need to do just to find you.
Yeah. Refill your spirit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Refill your spirit. That's a good one, too.
Yeah. Because you can't serve from an empty glass.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah. So let us know what you guys do on your sabbaticals, or how do you take time to yourself? Comment and let us know. Until next time. Thanks for listening to Artists Soar,
a podcast for artists by artists. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us at hello@artistssoar.com.
And be sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts so you can get more of us and we can bring in some sponsors to help you and help us.